Thank you, Mayor Johnson. I'm David Bloom. I live on Sibley Road. I've lived here for 29 years. Tonight I'll be addressing consent agenda items number 2 and council business items number 1 and number 3. And I'll be addressing my remarks to you, Madam Mayor. At our June 7th council meeting, we talked about the stalwart group that gathers downtown to hold a weekly election. Hundreds of folks go through town Sundays at noon. Most don't engage with the dozen or so racial justice protesters on the corners of Main and Middle. Just like most of Chelsea's 3,780 registered voters don't vote in Chelsea's odd year elections. But when folks do engage, their response is overwhelmingly positive. They flash their lights, they honk and wave to show their support for peace and justice, good Chelsea values that resonate with their Chelsea upbringing. And when that odd driver gives half a peace sign, Chelsea gives them the whole peace sign right back. Yesterday's downtown election, by the way, was a landslide, and the numbers are only getting stronger. In February, Councilmember Feeney saw Chelsea voters' response to our city's policy of selective enforcement against Chelsea kids and families, and Mr. Feeney called that groundswell overwhelming. In March, we noted the independent investigation from Bruce Judge of Whistleblower Law, which concluded, and I quote, "Thoughtful actions will be required to restore the confidence of the full Chelsea community and its police department." Bruce Judge went on to say, "There is every reason to believe that Chelsea possesses all of the civic and community resources to do exactly that." In April, Madam Mayor, you proved him wrong. Your council working session squandered its leadership opportunity. Instead of acting on the Bruce Judge report or on Judge Frushauer's ruling against the city, you instead called for a third opinion. In May, you hired Bobcat. They worked through the summer reviewing our police policies and talking with Chelsea voters. And here we are today, having spent another $35,000 of Chelsea taxpayer money, only to learn what Councilmember Feeney told us back in February. The Bobcat audit looked at 21 Chelsea police policies and gave them either a green light, a yellow light, or a red light. Bobcat's auditors are all former cops. They know what a traffic light looks like. They gave a green light to 2 out of 21 Chelsea police policies. Less than 10% were well written. 6 out of 21 were yellow light policies. That means they met the minimum standard. And 13 out of 21 were red lights. That's the majority of the audit. Chelsea police policies on firearms, on discriminatory policing, and on First Amendment assemblies all went against the International Association of Chiefs of Police model policies and the Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agency standards. Okay, do we get it now? Are there any questions? Actually, yes. Anyone who reads the Bobcat report is going to want to know what Chelsea's going to do about it. Good news, that's on your agenda tonight. So now I'm going to flip-flop on you. Back in April, I implored you not to wait to legislate a citizen oversight board and to implement policy reforms to ensure that our kids and families are safe and that Chelsea could once again be proud to be a welcoming community for everyone. Now I'm encouraging you to wait for the next city council to clean up the mess that the Bobcat audit has made plain for all to see. Go ahead, hold your working session, but hold on to any new board resolutions until Chelsea's new council has been seated. This is Chelsea, not North Carolina. We do not hamstring the next administration out of political malice or lame duck opportunism. Please don't rush a motion as you rushed the police union contract on tonight's agenda, or City Manager Hanifin's contract sweetener. If you, as our public servants, want to follow the will of the people, you'll know our will in 6 short weeks. And if you want to know sooner than that, just ask Councilmember Feeney here. Or you could come downtown Sundays at noon for a preview. I yield my time.